to peddle to get him where he was. And now that he's a billionaire, he's suddenly not a socialist anymore. But the same is true about the whole Democrat establishment. Look at Steyer. Steyer made his fortune. He's a very wealthy man. He really wants higher taxes and socialism like hell he does.
Of course not. And the people who could deliver this election for the Democrats are the people in Silicon Valley. If they change the algorithms in Facebook and Google, et cetera, that's the best ticket for a Democrat to get in. And you think those people want socialism? Of course they don't. They're all on the left, but they're not in the Sanders wing, or at least the way Sanders speaks rhetorically.
Please, none of them are on the left. They're all con men. They're very successful con men who don't pay their fair share of taxes. Why would they want to elect someone whose whole campaign is about paying the fair share of taxes? You think Google wants to be broken up by this communist bum? I don't think so.
No, absolutely not. And so this is why I do think they're going to do everything they can to stop him. It's already happening. And
so who's number two then? Who Buttigieg, whatever his name? He's going to run. Howdy Doody. He's going to run against Trump?
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't picture it. And a lot of this is just, my opinion.
It's like a child with strings on his back running against a man. If I were to see Buttigieg on the same stage as Trump during an actual debate, I would see like a marionette, like a howdy doody with strings on him versus a real human being. He can't win. He's another construct and a fake.
And here's another one, Dr. Savage, that you've been at the cutting edge of, is you've understood the ideological backbone behind Trump. He's not just someone who's a rabble-rouser in the media, but he's really talking about,
Thank you. He ran on principles, borders, language, culture. I was told that by Steve Bannon, who I met after the election. I had never met Steve before. He said, Dr. Savage, we all know that it was your books and sound bites from your shows that we put together to help him win the campaign. We all thank you. The president knows that. The man ran on something. He didn't run on just a hatred of the left right now. I don't think they have a ghost of a chance, frankly.
This is why the media has really underestimated the Trump base, because we like Trump not just because he throws bombs at the media, which we all like to some degree or another, some less than others, but it is that America First nationalism is grounded in principle. Now, I think people are figuring out Buttigieg is just getting up there and talking. I don't think he knows what he's saying, and there's all these viral clips online of him droning on and on, but he has no substance to him. And I think this is going to play very bad as time goes on. So I think maybe the dark horse right now, the sleeper, is Klobuchar, but we'll have to see. It's hard to picture that.
All right, so she's a moderate, non-socialist Democrat. She, amongst all of them, has a chance to get up there and run. That's true, a moderate. She's a senator with a record. You could look into it. She's not a flaming radical. You could look into that. That could be. Maybe the party would let her get to the finish line, and maybe she'd be a fun candidate to run against Trump. Who knows what the future will bring? I want to thank you for your great work. By the way, when were you made the editor-in-chief? You worked your way up. I didn't know that. It's good that I know you.
I was the first employee of Breitbart. I've been editor-in-chief for about 5 years now, but I did start at the very bottom. So I'm a great success story of coming.
See, only in America could you start as Billy Batson newsboy and wind up editor-in-chief.
Yes, and we just keep growing and growing. We're the number 48 biggest website in the United States, according to Alexa.com, and I know we have a lot of crossover in our audience, so thank you, those of you reading.
No, I read it every day. Breitbart.com, great place. Alex Marlow, thanks for being with us to talk about the Bolshevik bum Bernie Sanders on Savage Nation. I'll be back in a minute.
Home of borders, language, culture, the Savage Nation.
Can you imagine Bernie on Air Force One? Wonder what kind of food he would serve on an airplane. Tuna fish, tuna stains? Would he ban meat? He certainly would fly in it, even though it's against global warming's protocols. I don't know what he'd fly on it. What would he serve on Air Force One? Well, in the concluding minutes of the Savage Nation, let's go to michaelsavage.com, home of Borders, Language, and Culture. Top story, impeachment 2.0. There they are again. Two of the sad sack losers are bringing new charges against Trump. Nadler and Schiff, who should be imprisoned, by the way, for what they are doing. I would imprison them. If I had the power, put them in jail. This is not democracy anymore. This is not democracy. It's not hypocrisy. These are two criminals. Nadler and Schiff should be put in prison. I could make up charges that would stick, I can guarantee you. But I'm only a talk show host. Underneath it is yesterday's podcast, Savage Predicts Bernie Never Makes It Over the Finish Line. Maybe I have seen too many gangster movies. Maybe I have watched the Zagruda tape. Is it the Zagruda tape from Texas? Too many Zagruda? Maybe I've watched the Texas thing too many times. Maybe I watched The Irishman one too many times. Here's another story. Brides tie the knot in Northern Ireland's first same-sex marriage. Isn't that charming? A once moral Catholic nation has now become Hollywood. Brides tie the knot in Northern Ireland's first same-sex marriage. Isn't that wonderful to see the church destroyed after years of liberalism? I can't imagine what the IRA must be thinking, unless I don't even know what the new IRA is like. I pray to God that it's the same as the old IRA. But in either case, I can't understand how this happened in this once Catholic nation. Also on my website, CDC prepares for the coronavirus to take a foothold in the U.S. Now, why would the CDC be preparing for the coronavirus to take a hold in the U.S.? Because they're bringing it in. They don't follow the protocols of epidemiology. They never should have brought patients here to treat them. They should have built hospitals there and treat them there. But no, they want the disease here. Because why? Because they're bureaucrats and it will make them more powerful. Now you know the rest of the story. More on michaelsavage.com. Thanks for listening. And be sure to catch the show in replay on my podcast in exactly 1 hour.
The Westwood One Podcast Network.